Welcome back to another video of Clutch Kick Racing. Yes, we have changed the name. Yes, it is very basic and kind of silly, but you know, it's the kind of racing we like here. It's the kind of, you know, it fits the concept of what we're doing here. So Clutch Kick Racing is the new name. I will be officially switching it on the channel here shortly after this video gets uploaded. But I wanted to give you a little update. Sorry I haven't been making very many videos. My wife is pregnant. We are pregnant with our second kid, or our second child. So it's been like work, come home, take care of her, you know, get her through the morning sickness and, you know, help her out around the house and stuff like that. So to be honest, I haven't touched the car since the last time that I recorded. So it's just been, you know, homework, being just a family man. So I apologize for the lack of videos, but since she is now feeling better, we are going to be making more. And I also have a very big news on the car. So I have recently sold the 302 swap, the transmission, the wiring harnesses, anything and everything that I had for a Ford is now gone, because I kind of just settled with the motor. It was there, it was a V8. I was like, okay, let's do it. It was cheap, might as well. I just settled with it. It's not something I wanted. Even though I did say it in a couple videos ago, but realistically, after I started working on it, after I started getting everything ready, it was just like, I just kind of settled with it. I wasn't like very stoked on it, you know? Like when you get your motor, you're supposed to be like, yeah! Like it's supposed to be super hyped, but I really wasn't. So I sold all that, did some shopping around. Now the motor I really wanted is the motor that everybody wants, and a lot of people can't afford the big bad boy version of it. So I went with the second best. We will take a look at the engine here shortly, but it came out of a wrecked car. The right side of the motor took the damage. Nothing else is wrong with it besides the power steering pump took the damage. So remove the power steering pump, and the inlet, or the top radiator hose inlet outlet part of the motor took damage, and it's only like 30 bucks at Toyota, which that basically just gave the engine away. So yes, so we did go with a 2JZ VVTi out of an 03 GS300. His girlfriend wrecked it and they just parted it out, and I came across the engine. Now, mind you, it doesn't have the exhaust manifold, but it has everything else besides the power steering pump. It has everything else. It has the wiring harnesses uncut. It still has the ECU plugs. It still has the alternator, the starter. It has everything but the exhaust manifold, which we are going to throw some headers on there until we can afford the turbo kit. And yes, I will be boosting it. I'm not going to be running very high boost because it is not a boosted motor setup. Doesn't have the oil squirters or anything like that, but there are some success stories on turboing the non-turbo 2JZ. So with that being said, I kind of spoiled that one really quick, didn't I? Today also we are going to be cutting out the 5.0 subframe off of the RX-7, because obviously you guys remember I put the subframe on top of the RX-7 subframe. Well, I have to cut all that back out. We're going to be going with excessive, or we're going to be going through in Juku. They have the excessive RX-7 motor mounts, they have the excessive 2JZ to RX-7 motor mount bracket, and they have the transmission cross member. I will be going through them for that, and I know some of the 2JZ transmissions are very expensive. I'm trying to keep my eye out for one, but if worse comes to worse, we will be going with the AR5 Solstice transmission. Yes, it's not the greatest transmission, but it's affordable. Like I said, it's a budget build. I paid very cheap for this engine, and I'm just trying to keep it, you know, relatively cheap. So then if we get that AR5 transmission, we will be going through Drift Motion for their AR5 conversion kit to a 2JZ, and that's relatively priced very well, so it's not too expensive, which I'm pretty stoked about. We might just go that route anyway. But without further ado, let's see the motor. It was an automatic. I have taken the torque converter off already. It still has the starter. Where's the battery line? I actually think the battery line's still on it. Yeah, the battery line's right here, which is pretty cool. No exhaust manifold. And I believe this one, this is that electronic throttle thingamajiggy. I don't even know what it's called, but I know that Drift Motion sells a adapter plate for this, and it keeps it open, or like the electronic throttle delete. And we're gonna be doing that and just running a cable. That way it's just mechanical. But yeah, it's in very good shape. It only had 156,000 miles on it. Little plastic piece broke right here. No biggie. Alternator. Everything looks good. I wonder what this is. I still gotta figure stuff out because I don't know 2Js very well. I'm just doing some research on them. But I want to say that these are power steering lines or fuel lines, or they're something, because they run all the way across the side. So the power steering pump actually sits up here, and that thing's gone. So I'm gonna have to get one priced out. I know that this is the AC compressor. I believe that's where it bolted up to. And we will have to get a rear sump oil pan. That's an expensive piece, but you know, we have to do it. There's no option there. More battery stuff. I think that's a ground, yeah. Here's all the ECU plugs. Nothing's cut whatsoever. I'm really shocked that nothing's been cut. They actually pulled this motor out very well. Is that? The diagnostic plug. Perfect. It has everything. It had this right here. This took a hit, but I believe it's just 1, 2, and 3 bolts, and then it comes out because this line goes up, and I believe it plugs into. You can't see the camera, or the plugs into a little hose there. So but yeah, it's literally got everything. This is a seat belt just to get it hoisted up. But look at that badge, or look at that stamp. That stamp. Where is it? There she is. Woo! She's gonna be a bad one. It's definitely better than the 302. That's for sure. But yeah, that is the motor. Kind of looking over this thing. I need to pull this. I need to pull the timing cover off and see how much damage was done. I don't think any damage was done. It was just the this bracket here. Like, it literally broke completely off the block. I believe that was a power steering. Actually, that was the power steering, I believe. It bolts in like that right there, but that's a no-go, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe talk to a shop. But the head gasket, I mean, it looks fine. There's no leaks on the block or anything. So I don't know if I can use the flex plate or anything like that because it is automatic. So I still have to do my research on that. Sorry, I'm just looking at all these plugs. I haven't had time to actually come and sit here and look at these. So I apologize if my camera is like really shitty, but yeah, I know I can't see anything else, but so I only paid $400 for the engine, so it was cheap where I'm located. But I have seen some that are the same exact engine, basically without the wiring harness, for more. So the fact that I got the wiring harness, which is like a $300 wiring harness, is just insane, because the wiring harness is like $300. You know, most of them, don't come with an alternator or a starter, so that's great. All I need to do is get the motor mount, set it in, get the ECU, and I already found a pinout diagram on how to power, or what wire goes where, and how to power up the ECU. through a battery, and not the switch or anything like that, because everything's gonna be ran on switches. So I already know what pin it is and how to do it, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's the setup. It should be a relatively easier swap because of what it has on the engine, but it shouldn't take much longer either. And it's going to be done right. There's going to be no cut corners like this stupid subframe thing. I can't believe we did this now looking at it, but such a dumb idea. Such a dumb idea. But it worked. It was budget, way budget. We're like pick and change up off the ground type budget, but it's definitely going to be a better swap. So right now we are going to cut this subframe out, or we're going to start cutting it out. I still have 2 more days off, so I'll probably do a little bit today, more of it tomorrow. But we cut the subframe out and get it all nice and back to the RX-7 subframe. That way we can get those excessive mounts and brackets and conversion, blah blah blah. So I hope you guys are stoked that I have a 2J, that the 2J is going into the RX-7, because I'm fucking stoked. We're sticking to Japanese, which is what I wanted. I wanted to stick to JDM. Start of cutting this subframe out, we took these 2 power steering lines off here that go to there, because I don't want a chance cutting it. Okay, buddy? I don't even want a chance cutting it. So took those off, and now we're gonna start from that. We're gonna start on that, and then kind of just work our way down and back. Oop, there goes the camera. So next up is cutting it. Okay, so these blades are just not working out. They're rated like medium steel, not heavy. So I'm gonna make a trip up to Harbor Freight real quick, which it's literally 1 turn away, and we're gonna go get some thick blades, maybe a like an actual cutter with cutting wheel instead of the Sawzall. So maybe we can do that. We'll see if the wife lets me. But right now we're just gonna go get some blades. All right, so we're back. Like I said, it was just around the corner. So yeah, it only took me a couple minutes, but we got the thick steel, the thick metal. So hopefully this thing will get cut up a lot easier, because I was just using medium. So hopefully this works. All right, guys. So we're having a bit of an issue with the Sawzall blades. I went to Harbor Freight, like I said, and I got some blades that are rated at thick metal. Well, they're not. Okay, that's right there. That's as far as it got, and all the teeth just went to shit. So I am going to have to purchase one of the cutter wheel type cutters, and I'm just gonna have to do it that way, because this ain't working. So we're gonna end it here. We got this cut up top, got that off, got this off, got this one all the way cut to here, which is where the subframe starts. I'm gonna have to take the cutter wheel and cut the rest of it off. But yeah, there's no other way. I mean, if I could afford a plasma torch, I'd have had this thing out in 15 minutes. But yeah, so we are going to call it here. I hope you guys are, like I said, I hope you guys are excited as I am with the 2JZ build. It's definitely going to be a way better swap in general, just for anything. It's just going to be amazing. So tomorrow we will be doing the same thing, hopefully cutting this piece of crap out. This thing's going to be the death of me. Seems like Ford is just not having it right now. So I will be purchasing the cutting wheel hopefully tomorrow, and then we'll get the rest of it cut out. But for now, I'm off to bed. It is dark out, and I have to be up early in the morning. So I wanted to thank everybody for liking and subscribing to the video and to the channels, or to the videos and to the channel. It's much appreciated. It's awesome. Hopefully you guys are as stoked as I am for the 2JZ build. It's definitely going to be some better content now that my wife's not working because she is pregnant. So yeah, peace.